Yeah, open a flow action rule and one flow rule also. Yeah, go to flow once before going to flow action. Yeah. Yesterday we have discussed it, right? So now we'll start again for the leap from that. Here, the leap, we have a flow, right? In a flow, we have an assignment shape, right? Assignment shape is a representation of a representation of a screen, right? But which screen it has to show? Like we have so many screens in an application. We'll be having so many screens, right? But which screen we have to show? That one we need to define somewhere, right? Or else how the system will know? Like the system cannot understand by its own, right? We have to define the section somewhere on a flow, right? Then only that particular screen will get picked up while executing a flow. Are you getting my point?
Okay. Yes. Yes. So.
Correct. Like now, see, a flow is an work object. Like flow is in our workflow. Inside flow, we have assignment shapes. Inside assignment shapes, we have connectors. Like we have connectors, right? Inside connectors, we have a flow action. Okay. If you open a flow action, go to a flow action. If you saw the flow action, see on the first tab, it is asking for section.
Okay.
It is asking for section. We have already discussed about sections. Right? Section is an UI representation. So whenever the first assignment is getting invoked, this particular screen, this particular section will be showing on your screen.
Okay.
Got my point? Any questions? Any questions?
No. 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 Son.
All right. See, what is a flow action? How will flow action will get invoked? Flow action will be invoked from a flow level. Okay. Flow is an high level thing. Inside flow, you have flow actions. Inside flow actions, you will be having a sections. Okay. This is how you will see the screen. Okay. Once the screen, when whatever the screen you are seeing, that particular screen is getting from a flow action. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and inside flow action, if you see, there is a tab called action tab. Okay. Here you have pre-processing and post-processing, right? Headings you can see there's a pre-processing and there's a post-processing. Okay,
Okay.
inside pre-processing you have run data transform and run activity, and again inside post-processing you have run data transform and run activity. What does this indicate is like pre means before showing the section. Okay, before the section is displayed on screen, these particular things will get executed and it will perform some actions on a clipboard or database. If you have given something in pre-processing, it will execute before showing it on a section. Like similar to utility. Whenever you have given utility before assignment shape, what does it will do before showing the screen? That particular activity will get executed, right? Similarly, you can give it that in pre and post processing, pre-processing also. Okay. Any questions?
You mean to say like post processing?
No,
What
I'm talking
exactly?
about pre-processing. I'm talking about
Okay.
pre-processing. Okay. And post processing is like whenever you submit that particular screen, you have a submit option in the below for every screen, right? Whenever you
Yes.
submit that particular screen, this post processing things will happen. Suppose suppose there is a thing like you are doing some calculation on a screen. Suppose you are adding two items like A plus B. Okay, you need to enter those two values on first screen, right? A value and B value. Now you need to calculate those things, right? Somewhere you need to do, somewhere you need to do addition, right? So on click of submit means on post processing, you will add those two properties and you will show on a next screen. That value will get stored on a clipboard, and from in the next screen you will show that value. Okay, not only the data manipulation like addition like this, but you can also do sorting. Sometimes people will do so many things on a post processing, like they will save the data into database on post processing explicitly. They will delete some things on post processing activities. Post processing, when it will execute, is the main point here. It will execute when you submit your screen. You understand?
I
Pre
mean,
and
final
post
result
processing.
will be result will be showed in the screen after post processing.
Yeah, after post processing, the final result will be stored on a clipboard. Okay. Whenever you're mapping that final result on a next screen, that one will be shown there.
Correct.
Got my point? Confused? Or shall I repeat once again?
No, it is okay. And one question coming, like it is also temporary or it will go to database even after
No,
submit.
that's all depend on our activity, how we have written there.
Written there.
Okay.
Okay.
How we have written our activity is based on that. If you're saving in that activity, in post-processing activity, it will be temporarily. Sorry, it will permanently saved. Or else
So,
it will be temporary.
okay.
Okay.
Good.
And there it will be dependent on so many things, like on what page you are making a changes. Suppose you are making on primary page like PV work page or some other pages, it will be saved into DB. Or else if you are making your data manipulation some temporary pages, like whatever the page you have created, then you have to make your own obj save. Submit save will not work like. Okay. You actually no need to worry. Pega will take care of those things. When you click on submit, it will take care. Okay.
Yes.
Pre-processing and post-processing are like pre is like before showing on screen, post is like after clicking on submit. Okay. And you have one more tab called validation tab there. If you saw on the top, you have validation. Suppose you need to validate any data on your screen, like you need to validate your properties, like if you are entering your PAN card or anything, that it will be having some specific format, right? The length, the characters. It will not have any special characters. Like that, if you need to do any special kind of validation, you will create one validate rule and you will add it here. So whenever you submit it, before invoking post processing, it will first validate. If all the data is correct, then only it will get submitted. Got my point?
Yes.
Validation. Validation is like it will validate a particular screen. Whatever the properties you are giving in a validate rule, those properties it will get validated. And if suppose there is any if suppose there is any violation, then it will show a message on screen. It will show a message on screen, but the validation will work only if you click on submit. This validation. Okay? This is called server side validation. This will work only if you click on submit. The data will go to server and then it will validate it. Okay. So only if you click on submit, it will validate.
Okay.
Any questions here, Suman? Flow
So
action is a very
every
simple
properties
topic.
we need to validate one by one, right? I mean, multiple validation is not possible.
No, no. In the validate rule itself, you can add multiple properties. If you
Clear.
open a validate rule will be present under decision. Yeah, you enter one rule there, Sonal, and click on the crosshair icon.
Oh, okay. So there we can have multiple criteria.
Yeah, here You have plus icon below, right? They are validating on py label property, some condition. You have to private edit, I think, to add click on plus. See, you can add whatever property you can do. You can write, yeah, you can add it, and yeah, click on add. In the right side, you have add, right? You can add your condition. What is the this thing contains? If it is a required property, you check as a required, or else you can do your function. If you click on drop down, see if it is a datetime property, you can check as a past date or future date. Okay, like if suppose it is a datetime property, you selected first one. Yeah, you selected. So it is asking if is in past. If suppose, yeah, that property is in past, then it will show a message. If suppose there is a date of joining field, date of joining must be future or current, right? It should not be past. So if you give this like this, the condition, if it is in past, it will show that message. You need to give your own custom message. Got it right? Any questions here?
No,
You can
it's clear.
yeah, you can easily understand those functions. It will just take in inputs. That's it. Yeah, we don't. For flow action, you will not have parameters, but for in an action, you will be having. Go to action. If you add any data transfer, there are no parameters set there. No?
Hmm.
Below. For P, yeah, there. For there is a run activity, right, on the top. For pre-processing, there is a run activity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, there is a
Right.
parameters below.
Oh.
No parameters set, right? Parameters are like whenever you need to pass anything, like if you need to filter in an activity, or if you need to do any parameters are like inputs, okay? Whenever you need to give any input, the dynamically changing value, then you need to pass it as a parameter. For
Okay.
section, you will not pass any parameters. That one you will not use. Go to the top. Go to layout. This one you will not use. See, you will use that one. You have use current page context is there, na? That one sometimes people will change. Use current page context to use clipboard page. Suppose the section is in a different class and the flow action is in a different class. See, now the section and flow action are same class. You click on the side, don't click there. Yeah, you click somewhere. Yeah, see that one, and the section class below is then applies to
Okay.
below page context. See, that is a sections class. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
top one is flow action class. If
Okay.
both classes are same, then you will use current page context. If it is a different classes, like there is no inheritance, it is completely different. Then you will use clipboard page, and you will keep a page name here. Use
Mm-hmm.
clipboard page, and it will ask for a page. Okay, it will take the class that is mapped to that particular page,
Okay.
and you can change the applies to class also. See, just to change the context, you will use these things. Okay. Well, doing, you can easily get to know like how in which classes your rules are there. You will get to know in your application, right?
Yeah.
These things you will be able to understand in your class structure, applications class structure.
Okay. Will there be a class for, I mean, a session for class structure as well?
Huh? What?
I mean, will there be a session for class structure as well? I mean, in
The
this.
class, yeah, while implementing it, we will be getting to know. There will not be
Okay.
any session dedicated to it, but while practicing, you can able to.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Shall we go for agents once? High level view of agents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to technical, expand technical. Click on agents, not on technical. I think she said me. Agents. You open any agent. Okay. You open PEGA Procom. No, PEGA Procom is there. No? Yeah, that. PEGA Procom is an agent for SLAs, okay? SLA is also an agent, okay? Backend, the agent only will get invocated for SLAs also. First, we'll see what happen, how the agent rule will be configured. This is an agent. This is how it looks like. Okay, every rule set will be having one agent. Okay, this is a PEGA Procom. This is a rule set. This for one rule set you need to have only one agent. Okay, inside one agent you can add any number of things. See, the name of a agent is PEGA Procom, right? ID. But this agent will perform these many tasks, 4 tasks. Okay, you can add n number of tasks here. Okay. Now, why? Okay, are you able to click on plus icon? Just click on. Yeah, you can add n number of tasks here. Okay. Now you can see first thing is just an agent name. What is a thing you are actually invocating, and after that you see you have a pattern, right? Periodic and recurring will be there. And startup is like whenever a node is started, whenever you have restarted it, server will start, right? Then it will invoke. Periodic is like it will ask for intervals, like intervals in a sense, like 40 seconds, 30 seconds. It will run for multiple times in a day. If you keep recurring, it will run for once in a week, like that. You select recurring. You select recurring. See, you click on advanced. See, it is asking on which day it has to invoke, like daily, weekly, monthly, recurring means. So you understand what is a recurring and periodic? Periodic means it will run like in a short interval of time, like 60 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute.
So if we select periodic and set it for like 1 minute, so after every 1 minute, the agent will run, and that is for like for every day, right? Every one minute.
Yeah, for today, suppose now that the time is 7:47, right? It will invoke a 7:47, 7:48, 7:49 like that in a particular day.
Mhm. And even on next day,
But
it will continue the same, right?
yeah, same. The next also it will continue the
Mhm.
same.
Okay. But this recurring is like, suppose if it is daily, every weekend or something, so
Yeah,
it will
if it is
be just
daily at 7
triggered.
a.m., yeah,
Mhm.
if it is at daily 7 a.m., it will invoke at 7 a.m. only.
Mhm.
Means daily one time.
Okay.
And you can select the time zone, okay? But because the applications will be on so many times, right? You can select the time zone also, on which time zone it has to know. Okay, click on cancel. And we have 2 types of agents. One is standard and advanced. Okay, click on standard. Advanced. Okay, legacy will not use. We have only standard and advanced. Standard in the sense, in a standard agents. Okay, in the standard agents, if suppose any mistake happens. Okay, if suppose any error happens, then what will happen? It will requeue the item. Requeue means, suppose, let me tell you, you have opened a case. Okay, or else you have opened a record. You have done OBJ open. Okay, for employee ID 1. Okay. Then you have acquired a lock on it. You have a lock checkbox when you're doing OBJ open, right? You have clicked on lock checkbox. Now, what will happen if you click on lock checkbox? That one will be in your lock. Now, if agent is also trying to open that one, that particular thing. Now, what will happen? Agent cannot open it because there is a lock acquired by you. It will fail. OBJ open will fail for agent. Now, if it is a standard agent, what does it will do? It will move the item to broken queue. Broken queue means broken items. And it will requeue the items. It will requeue on its own. Means it will again start processing on those items after some time. You understand? This will be taken care by on its own.
Yeah, understood.
But in case of advanced agents, that requeue will not be there. Okay, we need to perform our own custom requeuing, and we need to specify when and how it has to execute those items, we need to do it again. You got it, what I'm trying to say? No, not validating and all. See, generally standard agents are used to update a work object, okay? It will update a work object. Updation in the sense it will modify some data in a case. If you have created a case called A1, it will do some updation the overnight or something. Suppose if you have if you have issued your debit card, then the debit card status will get something issued or something. It you have to change, right? In a day, a bank issues 1,000 numbers of debit card to its customers. Each and every operator cannot open that particular um, each and every operator cannot open that particular customer's record and they cannot update, right? So what generally they will do, they will queue for an agent. There is a method called queue for agent, okay, in an activity. Whenever it will queue for an agent, what it will do, whenever this agent is invoked, then that particular inside an agent, you will be having one activity. You saw there is an activity name in the below. You saw a process event. Yeah, like that you'll be having one activity. Agent is also an activity, but which will invoke on its own. Okay, so what we'll doing in an activity, we'll be opening that customer's record and we'll be doing some updation, some modifying it, and we'll be again saving that record. Okay, we'll be again saving that record. Now, if you are trying to open that customer's record, if you are trying to edit that customer's record, okay, if suppose any other operator has opened that particular customer's record, okay, then what will happen? You cannot modify the data because one operator is already working on that particular customer's record. Again, the agent cannot work on that particular record. So at that time, OBJ open will fail. You understand? Because the lock is with that operator.
Got it. Yes.
So that DB record cannot be modified by two operators at a time.
Yes.
So the agent will fail. Whenever the agent is fail, you need to write on jump condition. In activity, we saw a jump condition. That if you open the process event, also you can see. Open the process event activity there. See, they are doing some properties. Say it. You click on the jump condition there. It's true. Then jump to later step. Okay, click on executes SLA. Seventh step. They are calling one more activity, right? Yeah, open that activity. They have used call method, right? They are invoking another activity from this. Yeah, click on it. See, they are doing so many things here. And you come down. You still come down. See, whenever something is failed, I think they are doing OBJ save cancel. Means they are not saving it. You saw on the 28th step, right? They are setting some activity status. Expand the 27th step. Activity set status to fail. See, they are setting to fail, and they are save canceling. It means they are not saving something. Okay, they have written their custom activity here. Okay. Now what will happen if something is failed? We'll do just like this. Like we'll just keep some fail and we'll cancel the save. Now what will happen in the background? It's a standard agent, right? So standard agent will requeue the item to first it will store in a broken queue. Broken queue means what are the work items has broken. What are the work items got failed? It will store all those work items and broken queue on its own. See, we are not queuing in the activity. We are not queuing in the activity. It will be stored on a broken queue items and it will requeue on its own. It will again start processing on the items on its own. But in case of advanced agent, what happens? In case of advanced agent, we need to queue those items. Like we need to take care of the broken items. Okay. We need to write our own custom logic. You understand what I'm trying to say? Advanced and standard.
Yes, Raman.
You go to agents one more time, Sonali, that agents instances is there, na? Previous. You try to open any other agent. Let's see if advanced is there. Mostly, yeah, you try to open the first one, expand the first one. Let's see how actually they have. Yeah, open that activity name. Oh, this is Java. They have written a Java code. Okay, that's fine. And see, generally, what people will do for updating a work object, okay, for updating a work object, they will use standard agents, okay. Why? Because standard agent will again requeue the items. We need not take care anything, right? So they will use standard agent. Suppose there is an configurations like sending an email at every morning 9 o'clock, or sending a report to managers at every evening, the work status, or there will be some jobs where you will not update a work item. You will just send a notifications or send an emails or send a reports. Okay, those kind of tasks will be there, right? In that particular scenarios, you will use work advanced agents because the failuring of a task will be very less. If you need to send an email, okay, every day at 4 o'clock, okay, there is no chance of failing the task because you will not obj open and all you will not do, you will just trigger an email. So those things you will be using advanced agents, okay. Those things you will use advanced agents. See, advanced agents are called job schedulers, okay. Advanced agents are called job schedulers. We need to schedule a job, it will work, okay. But standard agents are called queue processors. Queue processors in the sense they will process one by one work item. The queue it will process. So in the latest versions of PEGA, they have removed the agents and they have removed standard and advanced agents concept. They removed in the sense it will be there, but people will not much show interest to use. People will use if they want to process any work object. They will use a queue processors. If they want to do any kind of email processing, or if they want to send any reports, then they will use uh, job schedulers. You understand it? You are scheduling a job, it will perform it, like sending an email or something like that. Queue processor, like it will open a work item and it will update the work item and again save the record.
Yeah, understood.
Okay. And you go to an activity rule once again.
Yes.
If you saw here, you have category is fine. And see, you have to enable it. Okay. If you didn't enable that one, that agent will not run. Okay, if you can also disable it. The disabling is like you need to uncheck that one. Yeah, you have to uncheck that one. And there is an interview question like how to trace an agent. Okay, how to trace it because the agent will run on a server. It is not any operator's context, and also it will run at any particular time. How to start? How to actually trace an agent? How to trace? If suppose sometimes what happens in production and all agents will get stuck. It will not perform the actions whenever it is running. They will fail every time. Okay, now to debug those things, how do you debug? How do you trace it? Okay, in PEGA old versions, okay, it is a very tough task to trace an agent. Tough in the sense you need to make so many modifications in your designer studio to trace an agent. Like you need to use PAL. There will be one tool called PEGA. That tool is also PEGA's tool only. PEGA analyzers, I think. PLA, PEGA log analyzers, PAL, you have some analyzers. PEGA will provide you using those analyzers, you have to trace an agent. Okay, that is in PEGA version 7. Okay, you need to delay some time and you need to trace it. That is all we not required now. On the top, you have Dev Studio, right? On top. Yeah, if you go to Admin Studio, you click on agents. You have agents and queue processors and jobs, right? Anything you click on the right side. If you click on agents, if you have selected one agent, okay, you just select one agent. You expand it. First of all, you expand it. Expand it. Okay, this is actually running. If it is in green color, it is running. Okay, if it's in red color, it has stopped. This is also running. Okay, now you select that agent. You select that agent and you have a trace, right? On the top, yeah, you have trace, click there. You can trace it on next run. Like you have trace now, trace next run. When now, if you are tracing on next run, okay, if suppose it will execute it tomorrow morning 7 o'clock, you can't wait to that particular time, right, to trace it. So what you will do, you will simply change your timings on your private edit. Okay, you will make a agent to run in the next 1 minute or 2 minutes, and you will click on trace next run. If you click on trace next run, you will open a tracer. You click on it, trace next run. It will be waiting there until waiting for agent to run. Whenever the agent is running, it will trace it. Okay, more than 30 minutes from now means generally what people will do, people will open this agent in a designer studio. They will modify the time. They will modify the time to 1 minute or 2 minutes, and they will perform the debugging. Why it is getting failed while running invocation and all. You understand it? How to trace an agent? This is an interview question. You need to trace an agent from admin studio.
So from PEGA 8, right? This is the
Yeah,
upgrade.
this is from PEGA 8. Okay, people will not ask the old things and all now. Okay, if you people will not ask how you trace in PEGA 7 like that, they will not ask. They will just ask how do you trace an agent.
Sonali, just click on that settings down. Yes. So here, no, I can't see your screen. Yes. So here that tracer, it will not work, Suman.
No, this tracer will not see this. What is this tracer? This tracer is to
Light.
trace. Yeah, this tracer is to trace this particular operators workflow, right? Because the agent will run on a server, it will not run in this particular operators.
Correct.
See, you are showing a specific node, all nodes. All nodes means what are the agents present on all the nodes, it will list here. If you select specific node, it will ask for a node, I think, a node URL or
Yes,
something.
yes. Node ID it will ask.
Yeah, it will ask something. You need to specify that one. See, it is asked for a node.
Current node.
So the agents will run on a node, right? So you cannot trace it with normal tracer.
Okay. So maybe it will show many agents status. I mean tracer. I mean multiple agents tracer. Will be confused.
Yeah. You understand? You can stop or start from here also. You will
Yes.
select one agent, and if you click on stop, that agent will get disabled. Don't click, but just I'm trying to say. Okay.
Yes.
Similarly, this is an agent. Similarly, it's for job schedulers, and if you go back on the top, yeah, you click on the back. Right? Click on OK. You have jobs. Jobs are queue process. Those are also look same. You click on job. Similarly, you have you click on one thing. All jobs, some error message is there. I think these are all disabled. Yeah, it will open the job. See, this is how job scheduler looks like. Okay, it is also similar to agent only. It will also it will also at the last, it will also execute on server. It will also execute an agent. Sorry, it will also execute an activity. You see in the last you have an activity, right? You have an activity, right? Yeah, and it will also execute. You have see agent job schedule. You have schedule multiple times a day after every 1 minute. Means this is a periodic time. Multiple times a day after every 1 minute. You can set into recurring also. I think you can click on that one. Yeah, monthly, weekly, yearly. This is a recurring. Okay, the job schedulers and agents are for same functionality, but the but the performing will be different. Like in the background, how these will invoke, how actually it will utilize the resources, the database resources and all, that is different. Okay.
But more
Any question?
powerful is schedulers, right? Job
Yeah,
schedulers are more
schedulers and queue
performance.
process, they were in latest version. They are
Yes.
introduced in latest version. Any questions? See, this is a very high level, like how actually it will work, how to do, how to perform. There is a something like node balancing, load balancing techniques and all. Load balancing in the sense like you suppose you have something like 1 lakh records to process. Okay, in that scenarios, what happens? Agents will cannot process those many records at a time. So you need to do load balancing there. Load balancing in the sense you need to configure 3, 4 agents and you need to queue the agents half of half. Like if you have configured 4 agents for 1 lakh records, then you need to make each agent work on 25 records, like 25,000 records. Okay, those are all load balancing techniques, but mostly those techniques will not required for job schedulers and all because these are good at performance. So people are not using those techniques and all for job schedulers and all because this is taking care. Okay.
In huge recursive, it can have the capacity to take and perform.
Yeah, correct. In huge records also, this has the capacity.
I had a question. I mean, is there a way we can see the broken queues?
Yeah, broken queues, we can see somewhere. You can click on configure. Click on configure on the top. Configure. I'll let you know if I couldn't find it now. Go to system. System. Oh, 1 second. Go slowly.
Mm, no, Sonali, go to case management.
Somewhere you can
Yes,
see
come down, tools. Here, work admin,
my logs will be there.
work assignment error or something like that will be there. Work queue assignment.
Work QA submit errors. I think this is. I will let you know, Sonali, how to check the
Otherwise,
broken.
I think go to Dev Studio again, please.
This is Dev Studio only.
No. Click on that. Yes, admin studio. Yeah, left side resource is there.
Mhm.
Click on there.
Yeah, I think
Agent
here
queues.
you
Queue agent queues. It's loading, I think.
I
1 minute.
have.
Hmm.
I know it handy on PEGA 7. We used to work on PEGA 7, and then it is a different.
Here,
Now it has.
Suman, I think it will show broken queues, whatever there, and we need to
You
select
have
and we
broken
need to,
in the right side.
yes, and we need to requeue. Requeue option is there, right?
Mhm.
It's disable.
Okay.
So we
Yeah,
need to
but
select. Actually,
I
nothing
will
is
not.
there.
Yeah, this is a platform, right? This is just we haven't configured any agent, right? So
Yes.
Mhm.
I do want to
So
go through that, Sonali, how to see broken queue and analyze those things.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is about agents and job schedulers. Queue processors also looks the same. If you open any queue processor also, it will be the mostly it is same. Background processing. You understand? It is also the same. But you see down it is asking for processing retrace. How many times it has to retrace? These are all our own configurations. Okay. Any questions till now? Agents.
Here, just one doubt, Suman. Like queue processor in which cases you need to use, and like we got to know agent and job scheduler. A queue processor, it will be like feed wise. It will depend. I mean, how it will be. I mean, we are using.
No, queue process, you usually you have an activity rate. If you saw in that activity, they will update some work items.
Yes.
Okay, you open that activity. This is an OTP rate. Mostly they will write some Java code. See, they are doing some Java step there, sending an email. They are doing some obj delete and they are doing some queue for processing. See, if suppose anything has broken, then they will use queue for processing. Again, they will queue it. Last step.
Okay. Yes.
We are handling it on our own. You understand?
Custom we are doing from our own.
Correct. See, you can also update work items from job schedulers also. But what happens, if something failed, you have to write it on your own, the failure logic also.
Yep.
Okay. Mostly these things you will not work on the starting of your time, like agents and all. If it is an existing application, okay, if it is an existing application, agents will already be there. We need not do any new agents kind of thing. If you're working from any scratch application, okay, then you might configure some agents. And again, if you're working on any PEGA frameworks, okay, agents will already be given by frameworks itself. Suppose in our application, I'm working on a PEGA framework, okay, PEGA Smart Disputes framework. That framework has already all the agents were given. You no more required any new agents. Okay, PEGA itself has given the agents. If suppose something happens, something breaks or something, if agent is not working, then you need to debug it why it is not working under. But you no need to configure these activities. You no need to configure all your own custom coding. PEGA itself will give you.
Got it.
This is fine, right?
Yes, Suman.
We'll stop it here for the day.